Hi, my name's Amy and you may know me off Instagram as Willow Curves. I've had quite a few requests to film a video of me doing my everyday makeup, so I thought I would give it a go. This is my first ever video, so I suppose we'll jump right in. So to prep my skin, I've used the L'Oreal Revitalift Moisturiser on sale for $5 at Coles, so check out your local Coles because they might still be there. And I've also used my Lucas Paw Paw Cream on my lips to prep them. Primers. I have actually found a pretty exciting new little secret. This is Lacura, which is the Audi store brand, and you can pick this primer up for about $5 or $6 and it's actually really great. It comes out as a white, fairly liquid cream, and I'm just going to add some of my L'Oreal Lumi Magique 1 pump of primer in there, mix them together and then spread them across my face. Now this Lacura one is really interesting because unlike some of the silicone based primers which have that really slippery effect, as you rub the Lacura one in, I actually find that it gets quite tacky on the skin, which I find really holds and locks in my foundation really nicely, which is great. So I just rub that in until it feels tacky, just down onto my chin a little bit as well, anywhere we're going to be putting foundation. Lately I have been loving the Maybelline Superstay Better Than Skin. I'm in 005 Light Beige. It's probably a little bit dark for me as I tend to be the lightest shade of everything. So how I use this is I put 1.5 pumps and I just take this and spread it across my face. Now the reason I do this is because I find that if I dip my brush straight into it, I end up with uneven product across my face because the brush tends to pick up more on the side I use it on first. So I find by spreading it out across my face, I get more even coverage, and it's pretty funny as well. To spread that out, I'm going to be using my Sigma F80 flat top kabuki brush. I really like this one. It's really great for spreading it across the face and buffing it in. I do however find, since I've washed it, and I've had it for a couple of years now, and as I've washed it, the bristles have got quite loose. Perhaps I was careless one time when I was washing it and whether some water got into the ferrule. So I just spread this across my face. I tend to go all around my face first, just spread it out, and then I go back and buff it in where I need to. One other thing to note is I don't tend to put too much product on my nose or my chin. I find those areas tend to look cakey first. I need more coverage around my chin area and sometimes across my cheeks where I tend to get more breakouts. Make sure you just bring it down, blend it down onto your neck, which is especially important if your foundation isn't a perfect match. And remember that you're matching your foundation to your neck and chest rather than to your face, because often we can be a different colour on our chest. And now you can see it's a medium coverage, it's got quite a matte finish. We've still got some redness coming through here from some breakouts. Still like to do something about the circles under my eyes, but I find it's a pretty good everyday foundation. Now you can build it up, but I prefer not to because I tend to find it gets cakey. And so what I'll do instead is I'll use a couple of different concealers to handle some of the imperfections. We're going to look a little crazy for a second here. So under my eyes I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. I have the colour Brightening Illuminating. Just give it a couple of clicks up and I put that in 2 lines, one down the side of my nose and one out towards the outside of my eye. Next I go in with my Maybelline Mineral Power Natural Perfecting Concealer. I've had this one for a little while, I really enjoy this one. So this is in the colour Fair, and I use this one because it's not brightening, it's more of my skin colour. So I use this one on any imperfections I need to deal with. Just go around, look for any places that need a little bit more coverage. My skin's been a little bad lately. Now you don't need to go over the top, and I think it's important that your skin still shows through, and I think sometimes when you put too much product on, it draws more attention. My third concealer, my last step for under my eyes, is the Benefit Erase Paste, and I have it in number 1 Fair. So what I do now is I just dip my finger and get the smallest amount, just a little bit, and I like to use that on my finger really gently, that out, and then I drag down and pat out. The warmth of my finger helps a lot to blend. The colour of this is quite peachy, and so it helps to cancel out any dark circles. Just really gently, you don't want to be tugging on your eye area, and then just patting out, and if you have any that's got onto your eyelid, just smoothing that out. And then I go back onto any spots, and I find with this Mineral Power one, it actually doesn't hurt to leave it for a minute or two. It just makes it a bit more creamy, and then you don't need to blend it out too much. You just want to be blending the edges. So there we go. So the next step is to do eyebrows. Now I get a lot of questions about eyebrows. You'll see here my eyebrow end's quite short. I do have a scar in here from a childhood accident, so I always tend to fill that in. And then I also like to fill in, I have some spaces under here where I like to fill in. So to fill in my eyebrows, I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brush, the one with the spoolie. So comb them up. What colour eyebrows to have with bright hair, pink hair, is a tricky one. It's inevitable with bright coloured hair that you're going to have roots, and I have obviously dark roots showing through, and so I tend to keep my brows their natural colour, which is dark brown. Next I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, and I have dark brown. I just dip in, and I like to start by doing a line under my eyebrow. Now this is going to look really full on. Excuse me if I'm looking above you, I've got a mirror just here. I put the line at the bottom and then drag the product up through my brows. I don't like my eyebrows to look super done, but they are dark and there's no getting away from that. And so I'm just using my spoolie to comb that product through, spread it out a bit. I do also take it just in the edge here, the top of my arch, just whatever product's left on that brush, and pull it down through. And if you've got too much product, you can just run your finger through. I think I've probably got a little bit much here. The gaps I've exposed. Just whatever product's on my brush. So my aim is groomed brows, but not overdone. So as I said, I've got this scar in here. I'm not going to try and change the shape of my brows too much. I'm just going to run that down and extend the tail. So take a step back, have a little look. Now they say that eyebrows should be sisters, not twins. I think mine would be lucky to be cousins. I think that's okay. Makeup's all about making the most of what you've got. So for priming my eyes, I like to use the Australis eyeshadow primer. I particularly like this one. It's easy to find in Australia. It's reasonably priced and it does a great job. So I quite like to try the Essence I Heart Stage one, which I've heard Crystal Conti talk about quite a bit. She really likes that one, and I've seen it. It's really easy to pick up in Target or Priceline, so I think I might give that one a go soon. So if you want to hear a review or a comparison between those two, just let me know. I can wear one on one eye and one on the other, and we'll see how they handle. So today I think I'll be using the Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I tend to wear neutral eyeshadows a lot of the time, especially to work, so I've picked out some nice shades. Let's use Shimmer Shimmer, Beaches and Cream, Creme Brulee, and then we'll take some Latte. I'm going to start off by taking my Sigma tapered blending brush, the E40, and I'll pick up Beaches and Cream, and I'm going to put that all through, so we're going from just below the crease to sort of not too far from where we put our brow highlight. This is just a nice wash of colour. It puts down a nice base that we can use to help blend everything into, and just warms up a little bit. Just using gentle motions, just washing that colour across. 60, I think. I use this one an awful lot, so the lettering's rubbed off. And I'm actually going to go in with Vanilla Bean, which is another Makeup Geek shadow. This one's like a matte cream, and I tend to like to put this one under my eyebrow, and I go right from the inside to highlight and crisp up. Some people like to use concealer, but I prefer to just use a really subtle soft highlight and then pull it through the arch of the brow too. We'll use the same brush again and pick up Shimmer Shimmer. So I'm just loading that onto my brush. I'm just going to pat that across the eyelid. This is a lovely like champagne creamy sort of shimmer colour. Really nice. So just patting that on the lids into the crease. Just put a little bit more definition in there. So to do that, I'm using my Sigma medium angled shading brush, the E70. Now I love this brush for anything in the crease. So we're taking Creme Brulee. We're just gonna gently put the straight edge. Now placing it right on the outside here and just gently pulling it through to about halfway along. Let the brush do the work for you. Now if you like, you can flip your brush up the other way and sort of go at an angle from above to blend up above the crease. Just softens it out. Same thing on the other eye. So just gently placing it in that outer corner and pulling across halfway. Just sweeping it in there. Now this is going to warm it up and also deepen it a little, so it's down a nice base. So I'm just turning it again. So we've turned the brush the other way around. Now I'll take my Sigma E25 blending brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that Beaches and Cream colour, just a little bit, and we're just going to blend out this. So just working on blending this. I don't mind going quite high with this. It's nice and warm, and I feel like the more you blend it out, the better. So same to the other side, just blending this out. Holding the brush quite far down will give you a softer effect, help you with blending out, so you won't end up with so much product. We're not looking at adding a lot of colour here. I just like to pick up that blending colour because it helps to blend everything out a little. Finally, we're going to go in, this is just a fluffy crease brush, and so I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick up a little bit of Latte. This is the darkest colour we're going to use today. This is this one. I'm just going to tap just the tip in, tap it off. And this one we're going to very gently place it in the socket, keeping our eyes open, and pull it through. Now we're not looking at putting down a lot of product, just defining that outer corner. So eye open, placing it just here, and just rocking it in the crease. Back in with our E25 just to blend out the edges. So next, before we put any colour on the under eye, what I want to do is just set the under eye. I've got my Australis Ready Set Go translucent powder. I really like this finishing powder. It's really finely milled. This is a Lancome Paris big fluffy brush. This was a freebie with a product, I can't remember what. So I'm just tapping in just a little. We're just going to place that, patting and swiping just really gently. We don't want to disturb any of that product, but just in this T-zone here. And this is just going to set that cream concealer underneath our eyes. So I'm going to pick up my E70. Let's take Creme Brulee. It's this nice warm one. We're just going to pull this one under the eye. Give some colour under there. And this can be quite smoky. Connecting it up to the side here. And I don't tend to go all the way in. I like to stop at my lashes end. I'll go back in again with my E25. Just blend that out. This Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil. It's a really lovely bronze colour, and the colour is called Number 19 Hot Scorch. It's just a retractable pencil. So what I'm going to do with this is just starting right at the inner tear duct area. Just going to run it just under the lash line, about halfway along. Oh, we might go all the way. Don't have to be super neat with this. I'm going for a smoky look anyway. Now one thing I love to do is to really highlight the inner rim of my eyes. My NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, I use this on the inner rim of my eyes. I don't know if it's recommended, but that's what I do. So I just gently place one finger here and just pull slightly. And this gives me such a stark white eye. So it really opens your eye, brings a lot of light. And that's why we went under our lashes with the bronze. So just from the inside right to the outside. Next what we're going to do is liner. Maybelline Master Precise Liquid Liner. So with this, we're just going to take it from the inside corner, just really fine on the inside corner. And we'll just go fine right the way along. We can always build it up afterwards. Better to go less and then build up with your eyeliner. There's been many a morning I've intended to do a really thin line, ended up with something huge, so just slow and steady. Flip it so the point is on the outside and pull back, just touching up. Okay, so eyeliner is on. Just got to flick on either side, and I've just pulled it to just connect up with the bronze on the bottom corner, so it pulls the whole eye up. On to mascara. Now I have the Essence I Love Extreme. This is the Volume Crazy Mascara. This one's only about $4 or $5, which is amazing, and it has a really tiny wand with like a fat wand with tiny little bristles. So this one I put just at the base of the lashes. I'm just going to wiggle it and then pull it up through. So I'm going to put a little bit, just run a tiny bit across my lower lashes. Okay, on to the cheeks. I really have been loving the Body Shop bronzing powder in Light Matte, which is the Honey Bronze F40 Large Angle Contour. So just dip it in the product and just run it from my ear down towards my mouth. Not all the way, just pull a little bit of colour back in my face. Don't be scared to put it up into your hairline. We're keeping it to the back of the cheeks. Now some people like to contour the top of their forehead. I tend to keep it to my cheeks. But I will go in with some of the Illamasqua eyeshadow in the colour Heroine. I picked this tip up from Nikki Tutorials. So just taking a little bit of that. This is a Clinique, just a little flat brush. I suppose it's a little bit like the NARS Ita brush. So just tapping that in, just on that top edge. Tap it off if you need to. And I usually just gently draw a line of this, not too far, just to contour a little bit and carve out some cheekbones there. Well, with contour and bronzer we always want to blend up rather than down. So blending up and back. And if I think I've got too much on, I'm just going with my angled contour brush. Just buff that out a little. Next, onto blush. I have the Essence Blush Up powder blush in the colour Pinky Flow. I think this was a limited edition with one of their collections that they came out with, but they often have this sort of style. It's the ombre, so we've got the dark pink through to the baby pink. Having pink hair, I quite like to wear pink blush. I think it's sort of quite fun. And so I put this, if I smile, on the apple of my cheek and working it back. So we're going up just slightly above where we had the contour and the bronze, and I take mine all the way back to the hairline. And I'm using a duo fibre brush. This is the e.l.f. stipple brush. So the duo fibre means that the product's just going to be on the tip, and as we buff it, these black bristles will help to buff the product out. So just tapping and gently buffing. So next on to a little bit of highlighting. I have here the Physicians Formula. Now this is the Shimmer Strips All-in-One Custom Nude Palette for Face and Eyes, which is a mouthful. And I have the colour Natural Nude. It's this beautiful brick of colours, sort of pinks and bronzes and golds. I'm just going to run the brush along the top 3 colours. This is the Real Techniques setting brush. I'm just going to place this on the top of my cheekbones, just to catch the light. And I don't like to bring it in too close, about here. We don't want to bring it right into this inner part. Now if you want to, you can take a little bit down the centre of the nose, just on the tip and across the bridge of the nose, and a little bit on the cupid's bow there. Now we didn't put a shimmer highlight in before, so I'm just going to take a little bit and just run that. Don't have to be too precise, just through the top. It's quite nice to tie it all in. Anything that's left on your brush, you can put a touch there and a touch here if you want, just to catch the light. This is one of my favourite tricks to brighten and open the eyes. I've got the NYX Roll-On Shimmer, colour number 12 Platinum. It's this beautiful, really sparkly shade, so it comes in a roller ball. I've just got a really fine little flat brush. I'm not sure where this brush is from, sorry. I'm going to take it and place it just in this inner corner. I just want to highlight this inner corner, and what that will do is open the eye up really nicely. So you can see this one's a bit brighter and more open. Just lightens and brightens the eye. On to lips. So what I'm going to take is my NYX lip liner pencil. This is in number 836 Bloom. It's lovely, sort of raspberry plummy pink. I'm just going to outline my lips with that. So once we've outlined it, I'm just going to fill them in, just using that same colour. So just turn your pencil onto the side and you'll get a much faster, more even coverage. And then I like to use these Revlon Kissable Balm Stains. This is in the colour 15 Cherish. So I just like to place this over the top. Lightens it just slightly, really nice balmy effect. And I find that will last me just about all day. So there's the finished look. A pink bronzy cheek. The purpley berry pinky sort of lip. And we have just a smoked out neutral eye, lots of lashes, big winged liner, and that little pop of silver and white to really open the eyes. I hope you've enjoyed this, my first video. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, let me know if there's anything you'd like me to video next. This is a very new setup. I'm just using my iPhone at the moment, so apologies if the quality is not great. I will get better, and this is just my first go. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!